Well, hello and welcome viewers. I am Aishwarya Kapoor and you're watching The Burning Question. But let's begin first with the headlines.
Sir, your most obedient servant. तो मैं तो इसमें बहुत क्लियर हूँ. सावरकर जी ने अंग्रेजों की मदद की थी.
Rahul's insult to Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar becomes the biggest political issue.
जो स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हमारे राष्ट्र पुरुष रहे, उनके बारे में इस तरीके का बयान देना ये बताता है कि वो भारत को जोड़ने के लिए नहीं, तोड़ने के लिए.
BJP fact checks Rahul on Veer Savarkar, says Congress can only break India, says the BJP. The biggest investigation of 2022 on Malegaon narco analysis goes missing. Variations in witness statements. What's the Malegaon truth, viewers? Evidence of Aftab's brutality piles up. Shraddha's chat with manager from 2020 shows she wanted Aftab to move out. It's one murder, but many twists in his latest tale. This monster accused Aftab says he was intoxicated when he murdered Shraddha.
2, 1, 0.
Event number 96 completed.
And we have a successful
Event number
liftoff
98 completed.
of Vikram S rocket.
अगले पे कौन है? India enters the elite space league with the launch of Vikram S, India's first ever privately developed rocket. As I said, the first debate on the burning question is the question is not what's wrong with Rahul Gandhi or the Congress, because now you have the leaders not only of the BJP to the likes of the BJP national president, Jagat Prakash Nadda, saying that Congress only breaks the country, but leaders from within the Congress now saying that yes, we accept, and I repeat, on Republic, Congress leaders are saying that yes, we accept that there is a faction, there is a section of leadership within the Congress party which is anti-Hindu. This is not the BJP, viewers, not the BJP, but Congress leaders saying on Republic, on your channel. Vinayak Damodar Savarkar being called what not by Rahul Gandhi, but forgetting what Rahul Gandhi's own, and I say, own grandmother and the former Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, said. She said, and I quote, Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government. Please listen again. Indira Gandhi on May 20, 1980 says, Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government, and ends that letter by saying, remarkable son of India. Remarkable son of India, being said by Indira Gandhi for Veer Savarkar. And what does Rahul Gandhi does? What does he do? What does he do? That's debate number one on burning question. But first, this special report, viewers. First, this special report.
Back-to-back protests against Rahul Gandhi after his insult to Savarkar. BJP staged massive protest against Rahul Gandhi. 2 days after he donned saffron cap in Maharashtra, Rahul Gandhi insulted India's freedom hero, Veer Savarkar.
ये सावरकर जी की चिट्ठी है जिसमें उन्होंने अंग्रेजों को लिखा है, I beg to remain, sir, your most obedient servant, V.D. सावरकर. तो मैं तो इसमें बहुत क्लियर हूं. सावरकर जी ने अंग्रेजों की मदद की.
In a massive showdown, BJP took to the streets of Mumbai and Pune demanding apology from Rahul Gandhi. The slogans raised and the posters that were displayed depicted the anger against abuse to Hindutva icon. Earlier in the day, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena filed a police complaint against Rahul Gandhi for hurting Hindu sentiments. Condemning the derogatory remark, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said, "This is a cheap stunt by Rahul."
वो देश का विरोधी है, हिंदू संस्कृति का वो विरोधी है, वो भारत का विरोधी है। इसीलिए हम यही बताना चाहता हूँ कि राहुल जी आपने जो बात बोला, देश आपका ऊपर प्रतिशोध लेगा।
And the controversial remark has raised several questions on the fate of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance in the state, with Shiv Sena reiterating its displeasure. As another blunder of Rahul traps him, BJP demands his Bharat Jodo rally to be stopped. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Now, when not the BJP and not only the BJP, from Himanta Biswa Sarma to Jagat Prakash Nadda, calling out what Rahul Gandhi has said, but Congress leaders themselves. And I quote Acharya Pramod Krishna. He says, there is a faction, there is a section of leaders within the Congress party, which he says, I am sad to accept, but yes, they are anti-Hindu. Otherwise, such a comment about Veer Savarkar would not have been made. This is not Jagat Prakash Nadda. This is not Amit Shah. This is not Yogi Adityanath, but a Congress leader. Asif Bamla, senior leader of the BJP, joining in from Mumbai. Dr. Bhavan Lal, biographer of Hardayal and Netaji. Subhash Chandra Bose, live from Delhi. Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist. And Syed Asad Abbas. Syed Asad Abbas. Tell me, Syed Asad Abbas, why? And can I have Asif Bamla on the other side? What's wrong with Rahul Gandhi,
Yes,
Syed Asad Abbas?
certainly. Ashwarya bhai,
Why will you call
first and foremost?
the man and the first Indian? No. Now you listen. First you listen, Asad, and then I'll take your answer, please.
I'm
please.
listening to you, my friend.
Please.
I'm very humble.
The first Indian, and I repeat, the first Indian who was given not one but 2 life sentences, Veer Savarkar. First Indian who was not allowed by the British to get his book published, Asif Bamla. The first Indian was not allowed when he was writing on India's first independence struggle. First Indian lawyer whose degree at law was seized by the British. They were so scared. The first Indian who was put behind bars and was used instead of a bull, and was forced to that extent, Syed Asad Abbas. And about such a man, about such a freedom fighter, Rahul Gandhi would say such comments that will divide the Congress and the UPA. This comment came, Asif Bamla, and the Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena said, okay, thank you very much. Height of everything, we can't stay with UPA anymore. Whatever little of the UPA is left. Syed Asad Abbas, first 32. First Syed Asad Abbas and then Asif. Thank you. Yeah.
Allow me. Ashwarya bhai, I was listening to you very keenly, my dear friend, and now I have a very important point to make here. You know, a good friend of mine comes from Bangalore City. He's written 2 books on V.D. Savarkar. That is Mr. Vikram Sampath. Well, in his statement, Vikram Sampath made a very important point, which I'm sure the panel agrees with me. He said that history must be said like it is. Be it any way it is, history must be stated. The fact that Rahul Gandhi brings in, what did Rahul Gandhi say? He said that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi did go to the jail but did not apologize to the Britishers. Here, what do we see in the case of V.D. Savarkar? There is a mercy petition, a maafinama, signed by V.D. Savarkar, which says, I beg to remain your most obedient servant, sir. So can my good friend Asif Bhamla, my dear friend, a philanthropist of the Asif Bhamla Foundation today, can he say no, V.D. Savarkar did not write that letter? Rahul Gandhi ji has merely stated the facts today. Asif Bhamla sir, can you deny this truth, this fact, sir?
You see, we are not this is not an unusual innuendo from Rahul Gandhi. We've been, earlier before, we used to see him going to the other countries, talking against the country, talking against the Honorable Prime Minister. So this is, I don't know if this is a Bharat Jodo or a Bharat Todo. Now, what Veer Savarkar ji's history for, we come from Maharashtra. Maharashtra में वो युग पुरुष माने जाते हैं. आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा. और मुझे लग रहा है उनके सबसे बड़े प्रेरणा स्रोत रहे आदरणीय बाला साहब ठाकरे जी. अब तो खैर बाला साहब ही नहीं रहे तो उनके विचार कहाँ रहेंगे. तो लेकिन ठीक है, बाला साहब की जो अभी सेना बची है वो इनके विचार को लेकर आगे जा रही है. जो अन्य जो सेना है वो तो लिप सर्विस दे रही कि भाई नहीं ये बराबर नहीं है, वो नहीं है, हम का है. सो दिस इज ऑल दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन क्यूरेटेड. बट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज, फॉर समवन whom Indira ji held in the highest respect and who she called him as the Swatantra Sangrami, और ऐसे व्यक्ति को स्वयं जो है राहुल जी इस किस्म की बात करके इतने, और फिर आपने ये अगर जोड़ने की बात करें तो ये देखिए, दिस इज हिस्ट्री. इसको लाने की जरूरत क्या थी? आप अन्य विषयों पर बात करिए, बेरोजगारी पर बात करिए, अन्य तमाम विषय हैं उन पर बात करिए अगर आपको योग्य नहीं लगता. वैसे कोई तक विषय बचा नहीं. और फिर उन्होंने देखा कि भाई शुरुआत हुई जब से उन्हें कोई आईबॉल्स नहीं मिली. आज शायद रिपब्लिक भी इस बात की चर्चा नहीं करता अगर उन्होंने ये जो कंट्रोवर्सी क्रिएट नहीं की. तो वो कहते हैं ना, इतिहास का अध्ययन उन्हें नहीं है और इसीलिए उन्होंने ये एक
आसिफ बामला, let me before I go to Dr. Bhuvan Lal and Ashutosh Mishra, hold on, Asif Bamla referred to the letter. Can I have all four?
10 सेकंड दीजिए मुझे.
Asif Bamla, please. Point taken, Asif Bamla. Dr. Bhuvan Lal, biographer of Hardayal and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Thank you, Asif Bamla. Can you hear me, Asif Bamla? Thank you, sir. Yeah. Can I go to Dr. Bhuvan Lal and Ashutosh Mishra? Thank you. You know what Indira Gandhi, who was not only the grandmother of Rahul Gandhi, but also India's former Prime Minister, late Indira Gandhi wrote? Dr. Bhuvan Lal, you are a biographer, sir. I am sure you must know. And I repeat, and I quote from the letter written on the 20th of May 1980 by Indira Gandhi, whom Congress has often referred to India as Indira, Indira is India. She wrote, that Indira Gandhi, Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government. Dr. Bhuvan Lal, and I repeat, Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has its own important place in our freedom struggle movement. And she ends this letter, Dr. Lal, by saying, absolutely, this remarkable son of India. Remarkable son of India. Absolutely. And what does Congress does and Rahul Gandhi does and says? Absolutely. Dr. Bhuvan Lal. Dr. Bhuvan Lal and Ashutosh Mishra. Yes, Dr. Lal. First you.
I am shocked. I am shocked. The way this has been brought up, this has to be withdrawn immediately. My blood is boiling that we are now, as Indians, in the 75th year of our independence, challenging the contribution of Veer Savarkar. Do we even understand what that name means to the Indians? Veer Savarkar was a frontline revolutionary. There is no comparison to our revolutionaries and the Congress party members who went to jail. You can't compare the two. The revolutionaries were sent to cellular jail. The conditions in the cellular jail, have you ever understood what that means? What that were? What circumstances those were? And you are now saying mercy petitions? Mercy petitions were filed by people who were under death row all across our freedom movement. This is not a new thing. Read the archives. Somebody has misinformed the leadership of various parties in this country. They have not read enough. If you read and go through what's happened during the Hukumat Britannia's rule in this country, you will be shocked what was happening to our people. And after independence, we must come to an understanding that we will respect all our revolutionaries. So many of them, their names were just wiped out from our history books. They were ignored. And now a time has come that their stories are being told to our countrymen. So in the future generations, they will be inspired by these people. You cannot take their contribution the way it is being done right now. Veer Savarkar, his name is in the history of at the highest honor. I recommend to the country's Prime Minister that he should be given a Bharat Ratan. This is what this country demands.
So
he's nothing less than that.
Aishwarya, since
hold on.
Ashutosh
Mishra, please tell me. Ashutosh Mishra, please tell me, you're a senior journalist yourself. They were so scared. That they gave him life imprisonment not once but twice. They were so scared that they put him 3,629 kilometers away from the national capital then. Cellular jail, Ashutosh Mishra. And Rahul Gandhi does what? Ashutosh? And why? The Congress leaders themselves, Ashutosh Mishra, I don't know, sir, why are you defending him today? Because Congress leaders like Acharya Pramod Krishnam are coming out and saying, and he says that, yes, I'm going to be attacked for this from within the Congress. But I cannot go. But I cannot say what Rahul Gandhi is saying because he's being ill-advised. I say, what ill-advised? Ashutosh Mishra. Can't he think? Ashutosh Mishra, what is happening?
So, you are right. Rahul Gandhi is thinking, and that's why he is exposing to the new people, to the growing youngsters, truth about our history. Who was scared? Savarkar was scared. He was so scared that he rose more than 1% petitions. You talk about history.
No.
Morarji Desai.
This is not
Morarji Desai, who was the Home Minister
one by one, Dr. Saab. Dr. Bhavan, one by one, please.
So, Morarji Desai, who was the Home Minister of Bombay Presidency, he spoke about Savarkar's role in Gandhiji's assassination. What did Savarkar do? Why was he allowed to go free by the British? Because he was a part of British plan to sabotage Gandhiji. That is there in history. Anybody who has read history knows that. That's his actual role. The role he played in
I think this gentleman has not read history.
The problem here is that when you talk about there were
spreading fake history.
Parts of
this is not the truth. What are we hearing? This is national television.
Against the British, that is accepted.
Scandalous.
And when he was sent to cellular jail, he became a British lackey.
Ashutosh Mishra.
There were two parts.
Ashutosh Mishra, I have to stop you. Ashutosh Mishra, I have to stop you. Ashutosh Mishra, now you need to calm down. Ashutosh Mishra, I am not going to Asif Bamla in saying that it is not a BJP issue.
How dare you say that?
Asif, hold on. Can I only have Dr. Bhavan Lal on it? Only me and Dr. Bhavan Lal.
Who has curated this history that you're talking
Mishra,
about?
Who calls himself a senior journalist, has just said something. No, Asif, hold on. Asif, can I only have Dr. Bhavan Lal on air, director? Dr. Bhavan Lal. Dr. Bhavan Lal.
I am...
Please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Please.
Yes. This gentleman who was speaking before me is totally misinformed.
Ashutosh.
The man Veer Savarkar, his contribution, his sacrifice is unbelievable. He was the person who understood the root cause of how the British were ruling the country. He wrote a book, 1857, the first independence movement of India. And then that book became the starting point for the Gadar party and Azad Hind Fauj later. When the INA trial was taking place at the Red Fort, Veer Savarkar sent a message to the British Emperor. It had 4 words only. 1857. Reminding them that the Gadar of 1857 is about to happen again. These people, the revolutionaries, they were the greatest threat to the British Empire. They got us our freedom. And we cannot ever say anything which is not appropriate in their name. What is happening in our country today is unfortunate. The words that were used for Veer Savarkar must be withdrawn. This gentleman who spoke before me, people like him, they are creating a complete fake history. The youth of this country is inspired by people like Veer Savarkar. The future of our country is being jeopardized by making these fake statements.
I think you should put a stop to this misinformation spread by this gentleman. This gentleman is spreading misinformation.
What is misinformation here?
Clear.
Excuse me.
He has to.
How is this misinformation?
These right-wingers are so diffident that they build statues of Sardar Patel.
Oh my God.
Savarkar.
Oh my God. There is no right or left here, sir. This is the truth.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who was against these communal people and who himself physically stopped Hindu Mahasabha from holding programs in West Bengal, and who said that he will ensure that this is said by Gowalkar as well as Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. He now says that Savarkar was the inspiration for Netaji. That's a shame on him. Let us be very clear. Savarkar was rejected by the
not only Savarkar, Hardayal was inspiration for Netaji. All the people who participated.
Gandhi and ideology was accepted, and that's why Savarkar encouraged Godse, Apte to do what they did. And this has been confirmed more than once. And even later, J.L. Kapoor Commission has said that
Asif Bamla, can I have Asif Bamla instead of Dr. Lal now? Asif Bamla wants to come in. Asif Bamla.
You are going off
Ashutosh, you're saying we are ashamed to debate today with you on this bloody channel. You are misguiding the people on national network. Do you know that, Ashutosh?
No, what are you saying? Please, your language. Language, Asif Bamla. Language.
Why did he say this?
Language.
Why did he say
language,
this?
Asif.
We are ashamed.
Asif Bamla language.
No, you have this is the typical.
Let me tell you this.
Typical language that they use when they don't have any.
Language first, all of you.
It is something which Modi does against.
Don't use foul language on Republic. Please don't.
This gentleman will do against me because they don't have facts supporting me, so they will do all sort of ruses.
I can't speak when somebody else disturbs. They always have a habit to disturb and intervene and reject. Let me tell you, गांधी परिवार को छोड़ के कोई भी दूसरा परिवार इतर जो स्वतंत्र संग्राम में इन्वॉल्व है, ये देख नहीं सकते, ये बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते हैं.
The problem here is that they see that all the other fighters have been given.
Asad. Before I go to Sayyid Asad Abbas, can I just talk to Asif Bamla? Asif Bamla, why are you abusing the channel? Asif Bamla, why are you abusing the channel? Asif Bamla, can you listen to me? Ashutosh Mishra, calm down. Ashutosh Mishra, calm down. Calm down, Ashutosh. Sayyid Asad Abbas, I'm coming. Asif Bamla, in your anger against Ashutosh, you did not understand. You have abused the channel. You have abused the channel. Don't.
No, I
control your anger. Don't abuse.
This channel is my favorite channel. I will not abuse that.
Do not abuse. Do not abuse. My only request to all the panelists is do not abuse. Do not abuse. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Have a half a glass of water. Have a half a glass of water. Asif Bamla, calm down. Asif Bamla, calm down. Calm down. Sayyid Asad Abbas. Sayyid Asad Abbas. Sayyid Asad Abbas.
Cultured way of debating.
Sayyid Asad Abbas. Okay, in anger sometimes. Okay, calm down. Calm down.
You may have differences of opinion. That's not a big deal.
Understood. Absolutely.
First and foremost, yes, I know Asif Bamla Bhai very well. He's got great respect for the Republic Network. Well, anger makes you things too. But nevertheless, I think it's important to have a cultured, nuanced way of debating. I think let us present our points. The biographers have put his points and both of them on each side. I'm very much saying that undoubtedly history has said, nobody can deny that. Our former women Prime Minister, Iron Lady of India, Indira Gandhi, did call V.D. Savarkar Swatantra Sangrami, Senani and so on and so forth. And I'm sure he's got a huge following. But also as a matter of fact, there are facts of the mercy petition. Also the gentleman, Dr. Bhuvan Lal, also did mention to us that many of them filed. So what? But respected sir, an open challenge to the Mr. Biographer. Sir, can you show me one mercy petition of Bhagat Singh? Bhagat Singh laid his life but did not sign on any mercy petition. Even Jawaharlal Nehru was sent to jail. Mahatma Gandhi was sent to jail. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was sent to jail. But sir, since you said all of them wrote mercy petition, I challenge you on the greatest, largest Republic media network of India. Can you present me one mercy petition of Bhagat Singh? If you can, well and good. If not, you have to take back your words, sir.
Asif
To
Bamla.
Dr. Bhuvan Lal. To Dr. Bhuvan Lal, my question to the biographer who came in, who said that all of them wrote
Okay,
mercy
Dr.
petitions.
Bhuvan Lal. Dr. Bhuvan Lal. Last 30 seconds, Dr. Bhuvan Lal. Dr. Bhuvan, Doctor.
Show me the
Many of
mercy
them
petition
wrote-
of Bhagat Singh.
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor. Fade on.
You see, yeah, I'm speaking now. So, a lot of them put mercy petitions and a lot of them didn't. It was an individual choice.
Show me the mercy
and it was a
petition of
normal
Bhagat Singh,
legal
sir.
process.
I challenge
and this
you on
was
Republic
specific.
Network.
Hang on.
Now you calm down, Asad.
Hang on, sir.
Asad, now you calm down. Asad,
Okay,
calm down now.
I'm answering your question. Please listen to me carefully. A lot of them did put up mercy petitions. Bhagat Singh did not. But that's a personal choice. The situation here was very different. We are talking about a range of revolutionaries. Some of them were pre-Bhagat Singh era. Some of them were after Bhagat Singh era.
Absolutely.
And the people who went to Kalapani are totally different. People who went to Naini jail are totally different. So don't mess with this. Another point I must make.
Laid his life,
Rashtrapati
Absolutely,
Bose,
multi on it.
the man who
What
threw
I'm
the
saying
bomb
is
on the
this.
Viceroy
What
and
I'm saying
escaped
is
to
this,
Japan.
Asif Bamla, Dr. Bhuvan Lal, Ashutosh Mishra, Syed Asad Abbas. Syed Asad Abbas, I'm only saying this, Ashutosh, you are trying to teach history to Dr. Bhuvan Lal. I am saying teach some history to Rahul Gandhi also. Should I send you a WhatsApp or should I send you a physical letter of Indira Gandhi as I quoted of May 20th, 1980, Ashutosh Mishra, should I?
If you had listened to
Remember,
me, she
and
was
with those
giving the
words, I'm ending
view.
debate number one.
He had
Listen,
stood
viewers,
up against
on
the British
20th of May
before he went to
1980, and I
Sri Lanka.
repeat,
After
the then
that,
Prime
he
Minister of
became
India,
a
Indira
lackey
Gandhi,
of
wrote,
British.
listen to this, Ashutosh, Veer Savarkar's tearing defiance of the British government. Now you will quiet Asif Bamla. Listen, Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government, and she ends, viewers, remarkable son of India, that's Indira Gandhi. And that's how I end debate number one on burning question. I'm handing it over to Abhishek Kapoor for debate number two on the burning question now. Abhishek, over to you.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Both black and white with a bit of a change there. And breaking news development coming in. Let's begin with that. Getting in the pictures of Shraddha's killer Aftab being taken to his house to recreate crime scene. The video is from last night. And as this gory story keeps giving out more details, we continue to bring you up-to-date viewers on whatever is happening insofar as investigation goes. This happened last night. You can see in the pictures 5 cops and they are taking a hooded Aftab to the scene of crime, which is the residence where he was staying with Shraddha. And he can be seen trying to evade eye contact with anyone, and completely hooded, wearing a hoodie, surrounded by cops. We are told that he was taken there to recreate the crime scene, ask some questions. Remember, he has been hoodwinking the cops. He's been misleading the cops. He's frequently changing his story, his narrative, and that's something which is not a good development insofar as justice for Shraddha is concerned. We'll try and connect with our reporter if we can get that. And these are pictures of last night, which is Thursday night, and late into the evening, the cops taking Aftab essentially to avoid public frenzy there. Remember, when he had to be produced in the court, he had to do that the police had to do that via video conference because there was a huge crowd of lawyers, and the situation was one where Aftab could have faced the brunt of public ire, and that's why he had to appear via video conference. And now in these pictures it can be seen that late in the evening yesterday, Aftab taken to the residence in Delhi where he was staying with Shraddha and where he killed her, dismembered her body and threw those body parts across the forest in South Delhi, and of course at other places, including, it is believed, in Dehradun and Himachal Pradesh, where the cops are in fact going to take him tomorrow morning. Those are the details coming in, a breaking news development, and that's in connection with Aftab being taken to his house to recreate the crime scene which was done last night. Exclusive pictures breaking in at this hour in connection with the Aftab Shraddha story. All right. And moving on now, friends, it was a classic deep state in action, using the Malegaon blast to create something that does not exist and follow up with repeat messaging with political leaders so that the world believes the story of saffron terror. Began with P. Chidambaram, of course, and then we had the entire Congress ecosystem talking about it. Digvijay Singh even releasing a book on RSS terror. All that is coming crumbling down. 29 witnesses have turned hostile in the Malegaon blast probe, and some shocking details of agencies manipulating evidence are emerging. Where are those who painted terror in the colors of religion now? Let's look at this report and then come back to debate.
14 years, 7 accused, and 29 witnesses who turned hostile. The truth about the Malegaon investigation under the UPA is now becoming clear. The missing narco analysis report is the fresh twist in the case.
Me and Samir Kulkarni, we volunteered the first day, and Sadhu Pragya Singh Thakur also had volunteered the first day. Narco analysis test was conducted by the ATS at Bombay. After a few days, they took us again to FSL Bangalore and conducted another test. It simply means that in the first narco analysis test, we had been found to be innocents, and they wanted to somehow implicate us.
Where is the narco analysis report? Why has it been buried? Those who raised the Hindu terror bogey must now answer for the Malegaon fraud.
All right, welcome friends. Joining us to discuss this in a bit, Sushil Pandit, columnist and social activist, generally picks up the Hindu right-wing causes, particularly those of Kashmiri Pandits. He'll be joining us live from Delhi in a bit via Zoom. Then we have Ramesh Upadhyay. In fact, he's an accused in the Malegaon blast, now fighting for justice because he believes that he was falsely implicated, as many others, including Colonel Prasad Rohit. We'll get to Ramesh Upadhyay. But on the other side, Zubair Memon, political analyst live from Pune, and Tausif Ahmed Khan, advocate and political analyst live from Kolkata. Let me go to Ramesh Upadhyay और let me begin with him first. उपाध्याय जी, अगर आपको मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है और आप कनेक्टेड हैं तो ज़रा बताएं, आपने कुछ एप्लीकेशन किया है जिसमें आपने बोला है कि आपका नार्को टेस्ट जो उन्होंने किया था वो दे दिया जाए, और जो एजेंसी है वो आपको नहीं दे रही है. क्यों नहीं दे रही है? व्हाई?
जब हम लोग पहले दिन खड़े हुए मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने, यू आर कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी और शुड आई स्पीक इन इंग्लिश?
English would be better because we are on an English show.
When we were produced before the magistrate for the first time, Sadhu Pragya Singh Thakur had already given her consent for narco analysis test. Myself and Samir Kulkarni were produced together. On the first day itself, we gave our consent for narco analysis test. And whosoever was asked to put for willingness to get narco analysis test, we all volunteered because we knew that we are innocent.
Yeah.
And we were given the impression that narco analysis test report will be handed over to us. It was not handed over to us. When we tried to get it, we were refused. We were told, no, the agency has already been given the narco analysis test report, the CD of it. And we had nothing for our defense at that particular time. So what I did was, we went to...
What have you said? What have you said in your narco report which makes the agency believe that it's not going to help their help the prosecution cause? Help the prosecution case? Have you said something which makes the agency believe that this is not good for their case?
say what happens is when the narco analysis test is conducted when a person is injected and he is not in his senses. So I do not know what all questions were asked to me. But one thing I know that I was innocent and all of us were innocent. To prove our innocence, we needed the CD of that narco analysis test report. Trial court refused. We went to High Court. High Court also, in High Court, prosecution said that they are not relying upon it. After that, I went through RTI and from FSL Kalina, I obtained the report in writing. CD was not given to me, but I got the report in writing from FSL Kalina. The FSL report from Bangalore was not given to us because they said that it has already been handed over to ATS. Now that report, when I got it, I gave it in the court that this is the report that I have received. It proves my innocence and I will use it as my defense. So you are requested to seek the report. That is what I said. The SPP Rohini Salian said that she has received the narco reports, but prosecution is not relying upon it. The very fact that they are not relying upon it proves our innocence. And they knew it from day one that we are innocent. They had the narco analysis report. They had that CD. They did not produce it in court. They did not give it anywhere. And the truth must come out.
Okay, the truth must come out. But Tausif, somebody does not want the truth to come out because if it does, then this fake false narrative of saffron terror would also come undone. Tausif, that is the reason why Ramesh Upadhyay is not being allowed to access his own statement. And remember, what happens in truth serum test is that a chemical called sodium pentothal is injected and then you are not in control of what you are saying. So essentially what Ramesh Upadhyay has said in his narco test is truth. And the ATS or the agency that carried out the investigation for most part does not want the truth to come out. Tausif, would you admit now that this entire narrative of saffron terror was make-believe of the Congress ecosystem?
You see, there's a very good shairi on this point. कि अब कहाँ ढूंढने जाओगे हमारे कातिल?
Stay on facts, Tausif. I'm not into Mushaira at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. prime time. Please stick to facts.
You should sometime. It helps. It helps in few lines to speak the entire soul of the story. So I will repeat it. कि अब कहाँ ढूंढने जाओगे मेरे कातिल? आप तो कत्ल का इल्जाम हम ही पे रख दो. So it is possible. Where there's also a chanting by the BJP workers that Modi hai to mumkin hai. It is possible for India to go into demonetization and without bringing a single rupee of black money.
This is facetious.
And it is possible that witness will turn hostile because the court cases is lingering on for over 15 years.
This is flippant.
Now
Tausif, don't be flippant. Tausif, don't be flippant. Tausif, don't be flippant. Let me because
never took place at all.
No. Tausif, you are being flippant. Tausif, the issue is Ramesh Upadhyay entitled to access his truth serum report or not?
There was no.
Tausif is no. You are not sitting in judgment. Tausif, you have to listen to me. You are not sitting in judgment over what happened, what did not happen. The system, the judicial system, the prosecution system will take care of that. No. Tausif,
you are doing a media trial of a case which is pending in the court from last 15 years. A concrete watertight case was built by the prosecution then.
We report on cases pending in the court. That does not make it a media trial, Tausif.
Now after so many
years,
and
we are not questioning the courts of law. We are questioning the investigation agency, which every citizen has a right to do.
We all saw under what circumstances Judge Lodha was killed. So today, you know, everything is possible. I'm saying this.
Tausif.
After few.
Okay, if you are done, can I take the debate forward?
Tausif. Bomb blast never took place. It was all a concocted story. There was no bomb blast at all. No one died in Malegaon bomb blast.
Malegaon blast took place. Malegaon blast took place. 6 persons lost their lives. Malegaon blast happened outside a mosque.
But Tausif, injured in the blast,
Tausif, I'm not
who were killed in the blast, you blame them.
Tausif, this is unfair. You are being unfair to, you are not just being unfair to Ramesh Upadhyay, you are being unfair to the other panelists and you are being unfair to the viewers. I'll have to move on and bring in Sushil Pandit on this. Sushil Pandit, let's stick to bare bones facts. Nobody is disputing that Malegaon blasts happened, that six innocents lost their lives. But what we are discussing here is whether Ramesh Upadhyay has the right to access his narco test report or not, and based on which should he not be allowed to move the courts?
But Abhishek, how can you allow truth to speak about the innocence of the so-called Hindu terrorists? The entire concoction will fall flat. It doesn't serve the purpose of those who wish to create some kind of confusion in the minds of the country and international opinion. And if it doesn't help, then truth be damned. The point is, the very government changed affidavit of Ishrat Jahan in Supreme Court without any fresh inputs from
twice changed the affidavit just to suit their agenda. Twice changed the affidavit just to suit the agenda.
Absolutely. And when an officer demanded the reasons for changing that affidavit, he was tortured. He's on record. MRS money has gone public with the kind of humiliation and torture he had to bear because he asked for the fresh facts that compels the government to change the affidavit in Supreme Court. So there is a track record of this entire system which through torture, through fabrication, somehow or the other was trying to concoct a Hindu terror story. So if by some stretch narco analysis doesn't fit, then it be damned. If truth doesn't fit, then it be damned. If facts don't fit, then they be damned. If evidence doesn't tally, then that be damned. That has been the case.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Truth be damned. Truth be damned, because the political establishment at that time clearly wanted, and I'm taking a clear position, the political establishment at that time wanted a saffron terror narrative to be pushed. Zubair, I'm just giving you some facts and then you make your comments.
I have a question, Abhishek.
Go ahead.
My question is that this system does not take this wrong turn by itself. It did not get a fit. It did not create suddenly some kind of a mutation. The system was applauded by the political leadership of that time and was helped by the pliable investigators working under them.
Of course.
Why aren't they?
No, I come to that. Because you mentioned pliable investigators, Sushil Pandit, in September, which is 2 months back, a warrant had been issued against a Maharashtra ATS officer of that time as he refused to turn up on summons to depose, despite repeated summons, of course. And this was because he had arrested Sadhvi Pragya Thakur. Also, on November 16, which is just a few days back, couple of days back, the NIA court again issued a bailable warrant against another officer of the Maharashtra ATS because he had recorded statements of some of these witnesses, which the witnesses say were all wrong. They had turned hostile. 29 witnesses, Zubair. 29 witnesses have turned hostile. Maharashtra ATS officers of that time who were involved in the probe are being summoned, and they are in fact being issued bailable, non-bailable warrants. And in this scenario where the entire case is collapsing, it is clearly emerging that whatever happened at that time by way of investigations was all cooked up. Zubair, I am for justice for the Malegaon blast victims. But then this kind of cooking up of facts cannot be allowed. Cannot be allowed. Zubair.
मैं मेरी बात रखूंगा. मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि जिस तरीके से बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट अक्यूज साहब को 3 मिनट 4 मिनट दी गई, उस तरीके से मुझे सिर्फ 2 मिनट चाहिए. मैं फैक्ट्स पे बात करूंगा. मेरी आवाज क्लियर आ रही है?
एग्जैक्टली 2 मिनट बोलिए.
एग्जैक्टली जी. आई स्टार्ट माय टाइम. मालेगांव ब्लास्ट के अक्यूज जितने थे उसमें 2 सेट ऑफ
क्विकली.
एक मुस्लिम क्रिमिनल्स थे, एक हिंदू क्रिमिनल्स थे. मुस्लिम क्रिमिनल्स का जो बैच था, जो यूपीए सरकार के दौरान में बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट के अगले ही दिन मुसलमानों के नाम लिए जाते थे, झूठे नाम, जिनको 2016 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, स्पेशल कोर्ट ने बाइज्जत बरी कर दिया. मुस्लिम सेट ऑफ क्रिमिनल्स जो थे, अक्यूज थे, उनको बरी कर दिया. अब ये आवाम को, आपको और हमको समझना है कि अगर एक सेट बरी हो जाता है तो दूसरा सेट फिर अक्यूज है या नहीं है, वो आप और हम अज्यूम कर सकते हैं या कोर्ट उसका डिसीजन दे सकती है. सेकेंड पार्ट, मालेगांव अक्यूज के अंदर जो आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे थे, वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन के हेड थे हेमंत करकरे, जो शहीद हो गए थे पाकिस्तानियों के खिलाफ लड़ते हुए 26/11 के हमले में. उस शहीद हेमंत करकरे की हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन पे सवाल उठा रहे. सेकंड पॉइंट, एकदम साफ पॉइंट है, साध्वी प्रज्ञा सिंह.
देखिए, हेमंत करकरे अभी यहाँ है नहीं अपने को डिफेंड करने के लिए.
अनइंटरप्टेड मैं फिनिश कर दूंगा सर. अनइंटरप्टेड मैं फिनिश कर दूंगा सर. सेकंड पॉइंट, साध्वी प्रज्ञा सिंह ठाकुर की बाइक जो उनके नाम पे रजिस्टर्ड थी, उसके अंदर बम लगा करके फोड़ा गया. और कर्नल पुरोहित और साध्वी प्रज्ञा सिंह की कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग कि मेरी बाइक ऐसी जगह क्यों लगाई कि कम मुसलमान मर गए, भीड़ भाड़ वाली जगह पे लगानी थी, ज्यादा मुसलमान मरते. ये कोर्ट के अंदर एविडेंस दिया जा चुका है. अब इस एविडेंस सुनने के बाद आपको और हमको
but that is the cooked up evidence. I have allowed you 2 minutes, Zubair. But what is more important is no. What is more important is
बाइज्जत बरी नहीं किया गया.
आपको 2 मिनट दे दिया मैंने.
कैरी ऑन.
आपको 2 मिनट दे दिया मैंने. जुबैर, मैंने आपको 2 मिनट दे दिया.
महिमा मंडन करते रहे.
आप देखिए, आप भी आई थिंक आप भी जुबैर, आप भी विक्टिम हैं. ये सेट वर्सेस वो सेट, ये कलर वर्सेस वो कलर के. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है आप भी विक्टिम हैं. बट वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन, वी हैव टू फोकस.
मुसलमान को
वी हैव नो फैक्ट एज यू सी इट. Fact as you see it. Zubair, okay, fine. I gave you 2 minutes. I gave you 2 minutes. Zubair, I gave you 2 minutes. I have to end. I gave you 2 minutes, Zubair. आपको मैंने पूरा सुन लिया.
Thank you.
मैंने पूरा सुन लिया आपको बिल्कुल अच्छे तरीके से. I'm saying, like, it's possible, Zubair, that even you are perhaps a victim of, this false narrative or agenda pushing that happened at that time. We are still far from truth so far as Malegaon blast probe is concerned. Those who created the saffron terror narrative were so possessed of their politics. They did not think of the honor of a soldier in Colonel Prasad Purohit, the reputation of the Indian army for that matter. They did not blink at the cooked up investigation in Malegaon blast becoming a handle in the hands of Pakistan to embarrass India, even compromising our pursuit for justice in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. It is hope now that the record would be set straight once and for all, and everyone involved, including the victims of Malegaon blast, get justice. Thanks for watching.
In the latest Indian university rankings announced by QS, the world's leading university rankings organization, India's #1 ranked universities in various categories are IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, University of Delhi, University of Calcutta, and Amity University.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining Beto, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum, and I'm very happy. Maybe in future, I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
This is the poster war which is on in the national capital. Yesterday also we have seen the same, and this is not the first time. Just before the MCD election, now it is on the daily basis when Bharatiya Janata Party, the Delhi unit of Bharatiya Janata Party, is coming out with the posters, and this is the poster war which is going on. And today, if we talk about the latest, this is about the money heist, the poster which has been put by Bharatiya Janata Party on the Twitter handle, and they are calling them professors of corruption. Yesterday, let me remind you, this was like including all the top brasses of the Aam Aadmi Party. This was put in that these are thugs of Delhi, comparing it from the real life to the real life. Today, this is again a poster in which the top brasses, including Manish Sisodia, Satyen Jain, Arvind Kejriwal himself, all could be clearly seen in that poster. And this is the money heist in Delhi poster by BJP Delhi.
Director General of the National Investigative Agency, Dinkar Gupta, at the NMFT conference spoke about the change in India's security scenario after the centre adopted a zero-tolerance policy to terrorism, says it brought change in India's security scenario.
The NMFT process is ministerial. FATF is not ministerial, it's largely official and is membership based. NMFT, the number of countries participating at the ministerial level is increasing by the year. In our conference, I think it's terrorism related.
From Nagpur, where BJP is staging a protest after Kamal Nath had cut a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman's portrait.
Vacuum cleaner that was found at Aftab's residence allegedly used vacuum cleaner to remove the blood stains in the house. The JMM gathered in support of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, the ED summoned in connection with the illegal mining case.
Protesters turned out in central Bangkok on Friday as leaders gathered for the opening session of a two-day APEC summit. Police pushed back a group of protesters who tried to roll a police car blocking the street, eventually scuffling with some of the majority appeared to watch the scene from afar. Leaders from 21 economies on both sides of the Pacific Ocean are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine, great power rivalries, inflation, climate change, and fending off the pandemic at the APEC event. As host, Thailand has invited 3 special guests to the meeting: French President Emmanuel Macron, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and the Cambodian Prime Minister.
Rahul's insult to Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar becomes the biggest political issue. BJP fact checks Rahul on Veer Savarkar, says Congress can only break India.